Welcome to Brunch with Brian today. Don't forget, we're taking leads right now. Okay, so we have an event coming next week where I need to make some calls, where we need some FISBOs to call. So I'm inviting you to send in leads and we will actually call them. Okay, so you got to send them in before Monday though, because Monday is the day I need them to call. So if you send any leads, I'm just send them to our email. I'm going to give you a special email just for these leads, and that's wolfcouple@gmail.com. Okay, so if you see any leads, make sure in your subject line write, hot lead or lead for Brian, something like that. Lead for Brian or hot lead, right? Something like that in all caps or something in the subject line. I want to make sure I don't miss these. So that's a good suggestion. All caps in the subject line, lead for Brian, okay, or lead for event, something like that. Okay, so I want you to send leads. These are any FISBO sheets you got on any format. I don't care what the format is. All I care is that I got a phone number, I got a FISBO lead and an address, and that's pretty much all I need. Okay, now, yes, would I like you to make the initial call? For sure. I'd love you to make the opening call. So for that, you're using your FISBO opening call scripts and you're finding leads on Zillow or Craigslist. Now, let me tell you, I'm going to give you a crash course on the Zillow. Okay, so here's how you do Zillow to find FISBOs. This is the best, easiest way, and I love this way because it's the only source I know that has all of them as dots on a map. Okay, so you can look up all your FISBOs two ways on Zillow. You can look them up as dots on a map, or you can look them up and then you can go around on the map and you can move the map around and you can click on each little dot and see what the story is. And that will pull up the listing and you can take down the information. Okay, so the first thing you do is you go on Zillow, you type in your city name, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, or whatever. You go to that. Then the next page will open up and there's a whole bunch of selections across the top. And that's where you can select. There's three choices: for sale, for rent, or sold. Okay, so I want you to pick what? I want you to pick for sale. So all the little dots should look like they're red. This is over on the left side where the map is. Okay, so you're clicking for sale. You're going to see a whole bunch of red dots appear on a little map on the left, and you can pull it around. You can say, oh, I think I want to go out to that suburb. You can pull the map over that way, and you can see all the FISBOs as little red dots that are on the map. Okay, I love that way because you can find a bunch of FISBOs in one area. You can concentrate your efforts if you know where you want to target. And I think that's just a good way to do it. Okay, so that's one way to do it on Zillow. The other way to do it is go in there and actually do all the selections across the top. There's a whole bunch of little drop-down menus. So go in there and do the drop-down menu for sale, just the same way you did here, but you're going to ignore the map now on the left side, and you're going to focus on the right side. You're going to click for sale, and then you're going to go down, and there's a couple of selections like you don't want apartment buildings, you don't want vacant land, and so you click these little drop-down menus, and you just click. You want condos, you want houses for sale, you probably want condos, and you probably want duplexes and stuff like that. So just the only thing you're going to take off there probably is vacant land. Okay, so you go through that list, and then you'll have all of them, and then you got to go over to the right side. Okay, and you got to pick for sale by owner. And I mean, you already picked for sale by owner. Now they're all going to come up on the right side, and they will just come up as several pages of listings. So that one, the listings are all there. You can see them. They're tiny, or they're little, they're thumbnails. Well, they're not quite thumbnails, but they're, smaller listings, but you can read about them. You can see how long they're listed on the market. Normally what I do is I go to the last page of the FISBOs because those are the oldest ones. So I start with the last page. So I go over onto the right side where all these pages of FSBOs are displayed, or there might not be many pages. You usually get about 20 listings on one page. So if there's not more than 20 FSBOs, you might only have one page. So however many pages are there, that's what you can go right to there and you can see all the listings and you can click on them, pull them up and call on them. So turn in leads. This is your best chance to get the Wolves to actually close a deal for you. So that sounds exciting, right? So go ahead. I'm opening this up to everybody. Anybody who is within the sound of my voice can send me a lead this weekend, but I really need them by Monday. And send them to our email, a special email, wolfcouple@gmail.com. That's wolfcouple with 2 F's. And send that to us. And, just scan it or take a picture, send it over, and then make sure your phone number's on it, or, so I can call you back when we call the seller and find out what the deal is. Okay, so if it's a lead you've been working for a while, that's fine. Somebody who won't get off the fence. If it's somebody that, just make sure we've got notes. Make sure we know what the story is on the deal if you've been working it a little bit. If you've never talked to them, I'd like it if you try to talk to people. It's going to go easier and better if you've already kind of built a little bit of rapport, and you tell them what you want to tell them is, my partner's calling on Monday. Okay, my partner's going to call you. My partner, Lynette or Brian, and just probably say Lynette. Lynette usually does most of these calls. So but you could say my partner's Lynette and Brian if you want, or Lynette. My partner, Lynette, is going to call you on Monday night. Okay, so Monday night around, right around like 5 o'clock Pacific time, 4 to 5 o'clock Pacific time is when we do these calls. So if you got any good leads that you want us to get involved and see if we can close for you. And we're just going to be your partner. Okay, just tell them we're your partner. Hey, my partner is going to call you on Monday night, and they're calling from a 480 number. So please pick up. That's how I would leave it. That's our best chance to get a hold of them. Just tell them, if you get a hold of any leads and send them in, just tell them, hey, my partner's going to call you back on Monday night or Monday between 4 and 5 p.m. Pacific time, roughly, which is about 7 to 8 o'clock Eastern time. Okay, so make sure that you turn in leads. This is a golden opportunity, and we're hungry for them. So just for this one event. So we'd be happy to work your deals. So don't forget, turn them in, and like I said, take advantage of the opportunity. Morning, KJ. Hey, haven't seen you in a couple days. Tony, good morning. That's an interesting point. Tony says, when you're sending out mailing pieces, do you even have a return address on it? And if you do put a return address, do you put a company or do you put your personal? We put our personal. We put our if we ever did, and usually we do not do return addresses. Yeah, I know that you can't tell how many aren't getting out there because you don't get them to come back. But usually, but I'm okay with putting a return address on. But usually what we do is we don't put our name. We just put the address. Okay, so it's in the upper left-hand corner. We don't put a company name, that's for sure. So usually we don't even put a name. We just put it. But that can, raise curiosity. The whole point is you're just trying to get them to open that envelope and read the message. So you want to make it look like it could be from grandma. And if you put your name on it, they're going to say, I don't know who that person is. And they could toss it just based on that. So usually, this is up to you whether you want to do no return addresses or some not business address, especially if you're doing yellow letters. I mean, if they're postcards, it doesn't matter. If they're postcards, because they're going to look at it, they don't have to open an envelope. But if it's an envelope that they have to open to get your message, you want it to look just like it could be from a friend, and if your name's on it, they know you're not their friend. So you make a choice here, and it's always a test thing. Every time you do something, test and measure. That's how you use trial and error to good effect. So that's how we do it with our mailers. So I hope that helped you out, Tony. Let me know. I do not like a company in a PO box, especially if they're yellow letters. Remember, yellow letters are supposed to be from mom and pop who are interested in maybe looking at your house. So for sure, no return addresses of a company on a yellow letter. That wouldn't work at all. Morning, Caleb. Hey, Isabel, good job. And remember, guys, a lease option deal. Okay, guys, send me anything. I don't care what it is. I would prefer, I'm leaning towards uh, deals that we could do as cash flow deals, buy and hold deals that, are a little bit nicer condition. If they're a complete wreck and they're distressed, that's okay. I mean, we still try to buy those on terms. So I still make the same negotiation. So if you have something that's more of a wholesale deal, that's okay. Whatever you want to send me, just make sure I know what it is, and I'm not going to have time to call you probably. So make sure that you've put notes on there so I know what we're talking about, and when you've talked to them last, how you last left it. That's one of my first questions. How did you last leave it with them? When did you talk to them last, and what did you tell them? Hey, Lacey. Always, I love that smile on your profile picture. It's always great. Caleb, a few years ago, then I talked about 3-minute sand timer method. Yes, it would be awesome if you could discuss that one day. Okay, the 3-minute sand timer, that's just a way to make sure you're not wasting time. Actually, guys, listen, I'm not crazy about that 3-minute sand timer deal. The whole deal with that was we would be up on stage and we'd have a whole stack of leads to call, 30 leads or 20 leads or just a lot of leads to call. And so we had to get through a lot. Okay. So we had to move quickly off of leads that were questionable. So Lynette would do this timer and it was very dramatic. And she never wanted to waste more than 3 minutes on the phone with somebody who was not a good lead. And you could usually tell pretty quickly that it's not a good lead. Now, I would rather take more time because you don't have 20 or 30 leads to call. You're lucky if you have, I don't know, 5 or 10 leads to call. So take your time with your leads. Don't rush them through. Don't do that egg timer thing. I mean, build the rapport. And look, even if it's not a deal at the end, you can always say, hey, you know what I do. I've explained it here and I think you understand it. Do you know anybody else who I might be able to help? I'll give you $1,000 if you send me someone who you think I might be able to help. So the worst case scenario is you're trying to recruit another bird dog. Okay, you're recruiting a bird dog. Even if you have a really good conversation. Now, if we're up on stage in front of a lot of people and we have 1 hour to call as many leads as possible, we are not going to take a lot of time to build rapport. I want you to do the opposite. I want you to take 5 or 10 minutes, especially if the lead looks like it's got any life in it. I want you to take that 5 or 10 minutes because that's how you make that deal happen. You make the deal happen because people trust you, and people trust you because you took that time to tell them who you were and you showed curiosity in them and you built that rapport. So that's really crucial. I want you to absolutely be doing. Don't rush those calls. The egg timer was just a thing we did on stage, and I think it sent the wrong message sometimes. Take your time on your calls. Unless you're staring at 30 lead sheets that you got to get through in a day, take the time to build rapport and don't rush through anybody. Okay, so that's a nice point, Caleb. Thank you for bringing that up. Isabel, good job. And, oh, you did. Lacey sent some. Awesome. That's great. So I'll track those down. Okay, again, guys, make sure, send me leads at wolffcouple@gmail.com, WOLFF couple@gmail.com. Just take a picture, scan it, and shoot it over to me. Make sure I know a little bit about it. There's notes on it somewhere, and we will be calling them on Monday. So you can let them know if you talk to anybody today or tomorrow, and this is a good time. Saturday is a great day to get a hold of people. You just tell them that your partner, Lynette, is going to call them on Monday between about 4 o'clock and 5 o'clock Pacific time, 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock Eastern time. Okay. So this is a good chance. This is exciting. I'll give you an update next Friday. So I will try to tune in, but I say that every time when we're at this event and I just can't seem to do it, but I will try to maybe tune in, but I don't. Don't really expect me until next Friday where I'll give you guys an update on all these leads that you're turning in. So great job, everybody turning in leads. I look forward to calling them and seeing what we can create for you. Get some action going. So guys, our affirmation for today is Yesterday, I think we did. I love leads, right? I focus on my goals. That's one that, sometimes you get a little bit distracted by life, and you can get a little bit, drift a little bit away from your goals. The way to stay focused on your goals is keep thinking about them. Keep them in front of your face. Keep your goals posted somewhere. Have your schedule posted somewhere. That keeps you on track. That's a big tip, schedule. So I focus on my goals, and especially this weekend, focus on your real estate goals. I focus on my goals 3 times. Ready? 1, 2, 3. I focus on my goals. I focus on my goals. I focus on my goals. Yes. All right. Let's do 3 deep breaths. Nice deep breath. Oh, that always feels so good. I feel like stretching. Oh, that feels good. Nice. All right. Okay, another deep breath. Hold it a minute, and always big smile. You're smiling out there, right? Okay, one more. Hold it a sec and let it go. Oh, that always gets me invigorated every morning. So let's have a great day today, and I'm looking forward to those leads. So again, last chance for leads, send them into wolfcouple@gmail.com, and we'll call them on Monday. Okay. All right. So I will talk to you, loving brunchers. I love you, brunchers. I'm going to see you again next week. We're kind of busy during this time frame, but I will be back for sure Monday. Be sure Friday if I don't squeeze one in during the week sometime. Okay. So I'll see you then, and I'm looking forward to your leads. Until then, keep expecting success, getting awesome training from the Wolf Couple, and